Good evening, this is News Tonight live on GBC24. My name is Micheline Tucker. I'm going to be with you for the next half hour. Thanks for tuning in. The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Matilda Arthur, and the Minister for Education, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, have jointly opened the 14th Ghana International Book Fair in Accra. The 2016 International Book Fair is under the theme, Growing the Knowledge-Based Economy Through Reading.
The 2016 Ghana International Book Fair is a forum for publishers and booksellers to showcase their books. The theme for the fair, Growing the Knowledge-Based Economy Through Reading, was chosen because the organizers believe that in every country's knowledge economy, the labor force must be literate and well-trained. The Vice President of Imani Ghana, Mr. Kofi Bentel, said to encourage people to read more, books must not only be made available, but also interesting to read.
We need to appreciate art and why it is important to make the books interesting to read. You must attract them first to the book and then keep them reading the book.
The Minister for Education, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, encouraged writers to always focus on quality.
We need to get the input of the intended audience in the process. So we need to avoid giving them a finished product and get them to be part of the process. I expect that in whatever that we are publishing, whether it's a pamphlet, a poster, advertisements, whatever, we need to get people to edit them properly for us.
The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Matilda Arthur, said there is more to acquiring knowledge.
Knowledge is gained from reading and from books. But for the knowledge to transform us, we need to take it a step further. The good old book exists, but reading can be in other media also. And that knowledge can be acquired in several mediums.
The 14th Ghana International Book Fair will run till Sunday, 21st of August. Over 60 firms in the book industry are participating.
Contractors working on the Ghana Urban Management Pilot Project in the whole municipality may not be able to meet the deadline for completion. Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Alhaji Collins Dauda, made the assertion when he toured some of the project sites to ascertain the extent of work. The projects include the reconstruction of the whole central market, an abattoir, and an engineered landfill site at Akrofu.
The minister and his entourage first inspected the reconstruction project of the whole central market in the Volta regional capital. The 13 million Ghana cedi new whole market project is being undertaken by 3 separate contractors. When complete, the market will have about 250 shops and offices. Work on the project is over 70% complete. From the whole market, the minister moved to the construction site of the abattoir and biodigester at Sokode Bogame. The project is being handled by Say Construction at a cost of 4.4 million Ghana cedis. So far, 3.5 million cedis has been paid to the contractor and work is 91% complete. Alhaji Collins Dauda and his entourage made a final stop at the engineered landfill site at Akrofu. The project is being undertaken by Yangtze River International at a cost of 7.9 million Ghana cedis. All 3 projects are being funded by Agence Française de Développement. Local Government Minister Alhaji Collins Dauda expressed dissatisfaction that the project was behind schedule.
These are projects that we estimated to complete in November last year. So more than 10 months after the expected completion time, we still haven't completed. We are not even sure that these projects will be completed before the end of the year, looking at the progress of work. And so I cannot be happy with the performance. As a result, I have asked that the contractors meet me in the office with a consultant on Thursday for me to be able to ask them why they haven't performed to expectation.
Kofi Hayford is the consultant for the projects.
The contractors, they have problems. It said they have problems with their cash flow. They have problems with certificates being delivered on time and all that. So specifically, yes, consultants, you do your work by writing warning letters, termination letters. We have how do you call it? Conditions of contract that we follow. A series of warning letters that you need to write. So when you get to the final level, then you write a termination letter. But we are still within the, how do you call it? The warning period, where we give them warning letters. Give them warning letters, they come back to site. You know, they have various projects they are also running. You contractors, yes, but then we are also doing our work as consultants. We do our best to make sure we push the project.
Meanwhile, similar projects funded by Agence Française de Développement are being undertaken in Kumasi, Tamale, and Takoradi.
3 communities in the central, Greater Accra and Eastern regions have benefited from the small town water project. Each of the water systems provided has a reservoir with an installed capacity of 2,700 litres per hour. The beneficiary communities are Amanase in the Eastern region, Kwabenya in the Greater Accra region, and Nyanyano in the Central region. The water systems are hybrid facilities which are capable of straining out harmful pathogens and unwanted salts. This means those communities now have clean, safe drinking water. The project is meant to support the realization of the UN Sustainable Development Goal (SDG) target of having the proportion of people without access to safe drinking water in the country. The benefactors of the water project include Water Health, Community Water and Sanitation, and Cosmos Energy Ghana. The chiefs and people of the beneficiary communities were grateful for the support. Thanks for staying on. Moving on, livelihood empowerment and economic stability will be the focus of the next NDC administration. President John Mahama made this clear while addressing separate debates at Mpoho and Abuase in the Western region where he campaigned. Napoleon Atukito reports.
Even though the ruling NDC has the most parliamentary seats in the Western region, the president has not hidden his intention to win the election on the back of additional votes from a few areas under opposition control. And so, he visited Mpoho, where he later addressed a deba.
Emra yedi to ho a policy Emma NDC abain and it said district capital be LCAC district hospital. Na Mohamo Health Center. Enti yede na nabeka sai se nyame adom minim se nyame so be adom minim se nyame so be adom enkramofo say inshallah se nyame ma enkunim dia Mpoho Health Center no ye upgrade ye be si polyclinic foforo e won Mpoho district capital.
The president was also at Dabuase. Conditions in the Wasa East area are improving with new roads and social amenities. President Mahama addressed crowds at Sekendi Zongo. The president's campaign team was also at Kokompe in Takoradi.
From Sekendi, Takoradi to Kojokrom, on the beginning of Western Rail Line. Earlier, you had the rail lines so Eriguho. You better continue rail line, Akodra, Waso, then you had manganese, the bauxite, Now, Shoboy. Ebi muze wabae na otutu rail line no ekoton as scrap. We are laying new rail lines to revive the Western Railway.
The president made stops to acknowledge cheering crowds as his convoy moved from one town to another.
Hey, President Mama, oh, yeah, yeah.
Napoleon Atukito reporting.
Still on the NDC, the campaign machine stayed on the coast of the Western region as President John Mahama campaigned for votes there. It is obvious the NDC wants to break into the areas where the opposition won in the last elections. The campaign theme of President John Mahama's Western Regional Tour was an NDC that is poised to revive oil and chroma industries which collapsed after the 1966 coup. Another report by Napoleon Atukito.
The Western regional town of Diskov went agog following President Mahama's visit. Nana Kwesi Ajimai, Paramount Chief of Lower Axim Traditional Area, said they won't see defense wall at Diskov, just as it was done for other places on the coast. He said Diskov also wants better town roads, as it was being done for many towns around the country. Just before President Mahama will reply to the chief's message, an eerie scene many called symbolic occurred. A hen which had defied all attempts to drive it out of the arena where dignitaries sat came to stand in front of President Mahama as it carried its chick on its trunk. This held on for nearly 20 minutes with the fowl looking cool and unflappable within the inner perimeter of the small Deba ground. The posture of the bird prompted comments by the chiefs. They said it reflected the life of the president, whom many regard as a responsible and caring man, and that it portends for him good tidings. President Mahama said he will continue to attend to the needs of coastal areas, Diskov inclusive.
For the meantime, canoes no, move on, west and every day, defense wall no.
The president also visited Abura, which is also in Ahanta West as Diskov. He said the development that government is spreading out will get to Abura soon. He urged people to vote for him and NDC parliamentary candidates. Napoleon Atukito reporting.
The flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Kwesi Indum, has advised his fellow politicians to be united for the peace of the country in this election year. At the Apostolic Church National Women Conference in Kumasi, the PPP's flag bearer said Ghana is one nation with no divisions and that there is the need for politicians to be diligent in their quest for power despite their different political backgrounds.
The National Women's Conference of the Apostolic Church Ghana is held annually to pave way for women in the church to reflect on how their lives can impact on society. The women believe by leading good lives, it would positively help transform society. As Ghana prepares for the polls in December, the conference focused on peace. Hundreds of women thronged the conference grounds in Kumasi for the program. A number of pastors and politicians also graced the occasion. The women prayed for the peace of the country. Speaker after speaker encouraged the women to work harder for the unity of the nation. The National Women's Leader of the Apostolic Church Ghana, Mrs. Theodora Isubontin, encouraged the women to advise their husbands and children not to indulge in violence during and after the elections. The flag bearer of PPP, Dr. Kwesi Indum, and the president of the Apostolic Church Ghana, Apostle Peter Okoman-Klalo, urged politicians to desist from acts that will create chaos in the country.
Ghana Hamso, Yanchichem, and they offer baby PPP Pro, NDC Pro, and MPP Pro. I a Koko ye Yimpa Prope, and to Mayebe Yabiano, Yam Boom Leye, Moyefe.
We ask all the fellowship to continue to pray for the land of Ghana. I mean, everyone must behave in a way that will enhance peace and bring love and unity, which ultimately brings progress and development.
The 2016 National Apostolic Women's Conference was divided into sectors, all geared toward ensuring peace in this year's election.
Panelists at the UNDP Policy Forum are of the view that African countries can learn from each other to enhance democratic governance on the continent. Discussing the trends, challenges and opportunities of election in Africa, they agreed that Ghana can draw lessons from recent polls in neighboring countries. The test for Ghana will be to keep her enviable record intact come December.
Trends in sub-Saharan Africa indicates that a lot of democratic progress has been made to hold credible elections. The challenges including infrastructure, logistics, funding, and at times post-electoral violence are however the same, as the scenarios remain similar. Elections in sub-Saharan Africa was the main focus of the 5th Mandela Policy Forum organized by the UNDP as part of events marking their 50th anniversary. The forum, the first to be hosted in Accra outside their base in Addis Ababa, comes at a time that Ghana is a few months away from the general elections. But the opportunities like peer learning can help countries to learn from the mistakes of others and build strong institutions.
Ghana has been the pioneer in the journey towards democracy and democratization in Africa. Apart from its role in the liberation of our continent, the first sign that a new wave of democratization was spread over in the continent occurred in Ghana in 1992 with the transition from a military government to a democratically elected government here in Ghana.
A former chair of South Africa's Independent Electoral Commission, Dr. Brigelia Bam, says although a lot of strides have been made in the past 2 decades, to date, some African countries have permanent heads of state.
Many of our heads of states are exploiting it. They are changing the constitution in order that they remain in office forever. There are countries where we actually have permanent heads of states, and you wonder why we have elections. And when these permanent heads of states are going to be there, there's always violence because people are a bit tired. They like the ancestor who has been there for a while, but they would like to see change because that's what they think it's about. And that's a crisis for us.
Making a case for a credible voters register, the chair of the Electoral Commission, Madame Charlotte Osei, said a robust national identification system is the answer.
We need stronger institutions in Africa, absolutely. The electoral commissions themselves have to be stronger. They have to exercise their independence more. Creating a credible role when you have a weak national identification system. These are challenges that we have in Africa, and the only way we can address this is by robust national identification systems, so that that task is taken off the electoral management body and it does not affect public perceptions of our neutrality.
With all these lessons, participants, including representatives of some political parties, say it is time to take a second look at the issue of winner-takes-all approach and state funding of political parties. For GBC24, Shelley Bewa reporting.
Now to sports. Mapro Taekwondo Club are the ultimate winners of the 2016 XTKD Taekwondo Open Championship after coming tops in both the male and female categories. The tournament, which forms part of the event calendar of the Ghana Taekwondo Federation, brought together various Taekwondo clubs from across the country to battle for the honors. The XTKD Taekwondo Championship is an annual event jointly organized by the Ghana Taekwondo Federation and the XTKD Foundation. The two-day event is the biggest Taekwondo showcase in Ghana, involving the various categories as well as different contest areas. Over 200 athletes from various clubs battled for honors across multiple divisions, including junior, senior, cadets, and para-taekwondo. This year's competition witnessed the introduction of new contest areas including sparring, pomse, breaking, and taekwondo aerobics for both male and female categories. Scheduled strategically to give more competitive exposure to the senior athletes, it came as no surprise as numerous matches from this division produced many golden moments. Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Taekwondo Federation, Mr. Adnan Lamte, said the event was an excellent platform to showcase the growth of the sport in the country.
This is a sport for the youth. It helps shape them, it builds them up. So we think that it's a worthwhile activity that all and sundry should invest in.
Honors were conferred on deserving athletes, with Mapo Taekwondo Club sweeping most of the laurels. This is how some of the winners reacted.
I'm so happy for winning the trophy. I want to tell them that they should come for Taekwondo, and that Taekwondo, if you learn it, you'll be able to protect yourself in anything that is come to happen to you.
Organizers of the event are excited about having developed the championship into a milestone, even to help strengthen the junior divisions as well as introduce the sports to new audiences. Now to some entertaining stories. The annual Chalewate Art Festival at Jamestown in Accra has ended. The 2016 edition, dubbed Spirit Robot, started on Monday, August 15th with the Open Gallery, which was a collaboration of 6 galleries and exhibitions in Accra. The colorful festival brought together industry players, including artists, musicians, community activists, writers, designers, and students from Ghana, other parts of the African continent, and the world to showcase and discuss ways to develop the arts industry.
Miami Mamoni, Gondia Nira, a Fumuni Mira Didaka. No man, Samadi Oni, or Mandi Paya when I'm doing it. Oslo Muntiana, Miami Mamoni, Gondia Wabame Soko. Nentiani Mira, a Fumuni Mira Didaka. No man, Samadi Oni, or Mandi Paya when I'm doing it.
Thanks for staying on. We come your way again same time, 10:30, but for now, Talking Point is standing by with George Sapo.